When you think of Japan, what comes to mind? Odds are, you think of electronics, or anime, or cars, or video games, or even samurai. Very few people would remember Imperial Japan, which raped and pillaged the Korean countryside, seized land and property from China, and even attacked the US in Pearl Harbor. These aggressive acts were all committed in the 20th century, at the same time Germany was taking over Europe in World War II. Yet, when people think of Japan, they do not recall this violence, even though Germany's reputation is still marred by the Nazi legacy. How did Japan pull off the impressive feat of gaining the world's sympathy? There are many factors at work, but one of the biggest contributors was the export of Japanese media.
我々はこの世界は生まれ変わるべきだと考えた。お前たちはもう一度やり直すべきだと考えた。結果は同じでも違うのだ!
Historically, Japan has tried to Japanify other nations through cultural bombardment. In the 1930s and 40s, for example, Japan used radio to try and spread Japanese culture and language throughout Korea. During the same time period, Japan was also attempting to absorb Taiwan. Taiwanese were rewarded for using Japanese language and were encouraged to show absolute devotion to the emperor. Ultimately, neither of these attempts were successful. When Japan lost the war, the export of Japanese culture stopped for a time. Only recently, with the invention of television and video games, has Japanese culture once again started to affect foreign culture. This is highly effective for influencing younger generations who grew up with mass media. Rather than listening to grandparents who might be veterans of the Pacific Front in World War II, children are enthralled with the mysteries of Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z. People become less judgmental towards Japan when their hearts and minds are captivated by the multitude of epic Japanese stories they've heard. Japan's global popularity has soared as a result. While some other nations have a rough time in the emerging global worldview, Japan still manages to keep a positive image. The Japanese entertainment industry has done an excellent job of portraying Japanese culture and ideals with honor and dignity.